Shout out to Bronny, man. Had himself a phenomenal game tonight. 31 points, 10 of 22 from the field isn't insane, but it's certainly not bad. 5 of 11 from three, makes all 5 of his free throws, and gets the W. Shout out to Bronny, man. Had himself another great game in the G League. He has now played 3 regular season G League games so far, and his numbers are looking really, really impressive in those 3 games. He's looking like a kid who's got potential to become a real NBA player. Now, I'll say this, every time that Bronny touches the NBA floor, he feels nervous, uncomfortable, almost a little scared is the impression that I get. I mean, last night he absolutely bricked a mid-range jump shot against the Celtics off the backboard. It was not a good shot late in the game when the game was obviously already decided. It's the only time he ever sees the floor in regular NBA action at this point. But he's playing really good in the G League. Like he's legitimately showing the signs of a guy who could become a real rotation player in the NBA. And look, you got to remember, he's 20 years old and he has still recovering from a significant heart issue that really messed up his career in a lot of ways and required him to definitely, it changed the trajectory of his career in a lot of ways, is basically what I'll say. And the fact that he is recovering at this level and looking this good compared to even the player he was in college is really impressive. It shows incredible resiliency for a guy who could have easily just been like, it's fine. I just won't be a pro. It's cool. And a guy who gets, I mean, just ridiculous amounts of slander. Look, he gets a lot of praise and a lot more coverage in general than your 3.5, 4 point per game college player who went 55th overall would. You know what I'm saying? But that can be both a blessing and a curse. And he said in his interview after the game tonight that he's trying to get his confidence back. It looks like he's doing that in the G League. Now, he's not ready to play in the NBA yet. I'm not certain he will be in the near future, but he's showing signs of being a player who might actually become a long-term NBA role player, which is something that I really wasn't sure he was ever going to become. And if he becomes a successful NBA player, that is an incredible accomplishment for his career. And I'm starting to believe there's a real possibility that that happens. I mean, tonight's game was really, really good stuff from Bronny. 10 of 22, 5 of 11 from 3, made all 5 free throws, like we said. Plus minus of 12, 2 rebounds, 3 assists. Nothing too insane there, 2 steals as well, but only 1 turnover is really nice to see. With the amount of ball handling and the amount of shot creation he did tonight, to only have that 1 turnover is a great sign. And for the regular season now, he's played 3 regular season G League games, 23 points, 4.7 assists per game, 6.0 rebounds per game, 2 steals a game, and 46 almost percent from 3 on 8 threes a game. That might be the most impressive stat because he has struggled so mightily shooting the ball. And look at this dunk, by the way. I wasn't even talking about it, but look at this. That's a poster. That is a poster. Good Lord. That's like a LeBron poster. Not quite, but nobody's LeBron, but that's quite the freaking dunk. I mean, that is, look at this play, y'all. That's nasty. Like, these numbers are not to be argued with, not to be played with, man. Like 23 points, 5 rebounds, 6 assists, or 5 assists, 6 rebounds, 2 steals, and 46% from 3. Those are the numbers you expect an NBA player to put up in the G League. And it remains to be seen if that is something that is sustainable. Again, this is a small sample size, only 3 G League games, but he's in the tip-off, which is before the regular season where he did play 7 games. His numbers were not as good. And I think that is absolutely worth keeping in mind. But recently they've been great, and I think he deserves a lot of credit for that. But yeah, I mean, can I look in here and see the tip-off stats? I think I can. The tip-off stats, he averaged 13 points a game, but on 36.5%, 21% from 3, averaged 3.5 rebounds, 4 assists. The efficiency wasn't nearly as good. But in the regular season game so far, he's been awesome. And they're the South Bay Lakers are plus 16 with him on the court and minus 19 with him on the bench. He's been a plus in all 3 games he's played. That is another great sign. He is playing winning basketball and he's doing it at an efficient level. And that is absolutely key to the continued growth of his career, is it for him to find success in the G League, because it will build the confidence. It will build his repertoire. It will give him the opportunity to play consistent minutes, which is something that a young player who, again, hasn't had a ton of high-level basketball experience needs. But I think there's a real possibility here that there is a NBA player in Bronny. It's something I truly am starting to believe. I mean, look at these threes that he made late in the fourth quarter in tonight's game. 4 minutes and 37 seconds left in the fourth. He gets downhill, gets to a step back to his left, going left as well off the left-hand dribble, and knocks down a 3 in a 5-point game to make it 8. A really big 3-point shot right there, and a confident shot as well. And then same thing, they come right back. Rip City does and scores, and Bronny gets himself a catch and shoot 3 in the corner, knocks that one down as well. Back-to-back confident threes with a smooth stroke in a big situation where he is able to really make a couple big shots to kind of secure this game. And obviously the dunk was incredible, but just as a whole, this is the player you wanted to see, compared to the player that he was in college and compared to the player that he's been in the NBA so far, where he's obviously had such a small sample size. But this is a 6-point game, 45 seconds left right here, and really nice pick and roll. That's beautiful stuff right there. Beautiful bounce pass, really good touch pass into pocket pass right there into that area for Koloko, who obviously is another NBA caliber player playing in the G League. But that's what you want to see, is your NBA guys down the stretch of a game, 6-point game, 45 seconds left. Bronny making the right decision, being confident going downhill, and Koloko finishing hard at the rim, which isn't, I mean, that's credit to Koloko, right? But that's the type of thing, again, that you are looking to see out of him as a player. You want to see development as a ball handler and as a shot creator, because again, at the end of the day, he's only 6'1", 6'2". He's not a huge guy. You want ideally him to turn into a point guard, because while he can be a feisty defender, I wouldn't say at this point in his career he's an elite defender. It's gonna be, you're gonna have to find ways to get Bronny involved in a rotation, I think. And if he can be a high level playmaker, that's going to improve his chances. If he can shoot the 3-ball well, that's going to improve his chances. And if he can just play with this level of confidence and put up numbers like this on a consistent basis, like, again, I think in today's NBA, people write off players so quickly, and I'm sure that's something I'm guilty of and a lot of other people are guilty of as well. But it's very easy to write off a player who doesn't have immediate success, or a player who did not have a lot of success in college. But there is still the potential and the development that can absolutely happen. And look, Bronny is going to, because he's LeBron's son, get a longer leash than most anybody else would. But there was a period of time there where I thought this was absolutely just a nepotism move, and that there was really no real path to Bronny ever becoming an actual NBA player. I'm not fully convinced that's the case anymore. Now, would I be stunned if he never becomes a consistent rotation player on a good team? No, I wouldn't be stunned. But would I be stunned if he did? At this point, the answer to that is also a no. I think we're getting closer and closer to that kind of being a coin flip, and there being a real chance that Bronny turns into a legitimate NBA player. Because again, kid's 20 years old. He just turned 20. He's got 9 months till he turns 21. A lot of time for growth, a lot of time for progress, and I have legitimate belief that it can happen. Tonight's game was a great example of that, and I'm rooting for Bronny. I hope y'all are too. I mean, I think a lot of people aren't rooting for him just because they hate his dad, but the kid's gone through a lot. The heart injury or heart issue that he had, which just was a massive setback, seeing him overcome that and push through and put this much effort towards becoming a good NBA player despite not needing to at all is admirable, and I want to see him succeed. I do. And I hope he keeps thriving, because it's a cool story and it would be awesome if he did continue to succeed. So I hope y'all did enjoy the video. If you did, make sure you hit that like button, leave a comment, and subscribe. Be back with more NBA content very, very soon, and I appreciate y'all. Peace.